My fiancée gave an exasperated eye roll. So petty over a couple of emojis, she scoffed. When I showed her the messages with her fitness coach, I said calmly, not petty, just observing. His spouse didn't take kindly to the screenshots I sent. Now my fiancée is pleading for a place to crash. I've always believed in traditional values, even if they're not trendy anymore. It's how I was brought up. A man provides, protects, and creates a secure, steady home. A woman nurtures that home and the family within it. When I met my fiancée, Chloe, this was our shared vision. Her family was devout, cornerstones of their local church, where her father, Reverend Thompson, preached every Sunday. They were obsessed with appearances, status, and the sanctity of a conventional family. Chloe had no interest in a career. She wanted to be a wife, a mother, a homemaker. I was thrilled with that setup. I run a logistics and supply chain consultancy, a business I built from scratch. It gives us a luxurious lifestyle. I gave her a stunning home, my home, but one she was meant to make her own, a high-end car, and a credit card with no limit she ever had to worry about. In return, I expected loyalty, respect, and a partner committed to our future, not just enjoying its perks. For 2 years, I thought that's what we had. The first fracture appeared 6 months ago, disguised as self-betterment. Chloe decided she wanted to get fit for our wedding and hired a personal trainer at an upscale gym. His name was Marcus. He was the stereotypical type, flawless smile, chiseled physique, and a polished charisma that always struck me as fake. She started spending more time at the gym, coming home late, radiating an energy that didn't seem tied to exercise. She'd talk about him endlessly. Marcus said my posture is flawless. Marcus thinks I should try this new supplement. It was always Marcus. Marcus. I'm not a possessive guy, but I'm perceptive. I noticed how she'd tilt her phone away from me at night. The sly little smiles she'd flash while texting. The truth hit on a Saturday afternoon. We were on the couch, planning our honeymoon. I had my laptop open, showing her a resort in the Maldives. She was supposed to be looking, but her focus was on her phone. She typed a quick message and let out a soft, private chuckle. What's so funny? I asked, keeping my tone light. She flinched. Oh, nothing. Just a meme a friend sent. A few minutes later, I went to the kitchen for a drink. My tablet, synced to her phone for convenience, was on the counter. It lit up with an Instagram notification from Marcus. I knew I shouldn't look, but I had to. I opened the app. It wasn't just one message. It was a weeks-long thread filled with heart emojis, flame emojis, and compliments far too intimate for a trainer and client. He called her darling. She called him my chiseled king. The latest messages, sent moments ago, froze me. Marcus, can't stop picturing you in that tight black dress from the other night. Chloe, stop. You're gonna get me in trouble. Marcus, is the big guy boring you with wedding plans again? Asterisk Chloe. You have no idea. At least the honeymoon will be nice. Asterisk Marcus. Say the word, darling, and I'll book a flight to join you. I stood in my kitchen, the cold granite counter steadying me. This wasn't just flirting. It was a deliberate, ongoing emotional betrayal, dripping with mockery for me and our relationship. She was in my living room, using the life I built to fantasize about another man. I returned to the couch, my face a mask. I waited. 10 minutes later, her phone buzzed again. She smiled as she read it. I leaned over, voice steady. Is that Marcus? Her face paled. What? No. Why would you say that? I picked up the tablet from the coffee table and opened the message thread. I turned it toward her. Because of this. Her mouth opened, then closed, her eyes darting. Panic turned to defiance. She rolled her eyes with a dramatic huff. Wow, you're snooping through my private messages now? So pathetic over a few silly emojis. Her brazen gaslighting, her utter lack of remorse, confirmed everything. She wasn't sorry. She was annoyed she got caught. I didn't yell. I didn't lose my cool. I looked at her, then the screen, then back at her. A cold determination settled in. Not pathetic, Chloe, I said, my voice low. Just observing. She snorted. Whatever. You're acting like a lunatic. I'm going to my parents for dinner. She grabbed her bag and stormed out, slamming the door. She thought she was punishing me, leaving me to sulk in my insecurity. She didn't realize she'd just left me alone to plan her reckoning. Update 1. The second the door slammed, I switched to strategy mode. Chloe's mistake was thinking I was a simple, predictable man she could manipulate with a tantrum. She didn't know my mind. the one that solves complex logistical problems for multi-million-dollar companies, was now laser-focused on her downfall. My goal wasn't to harm her, but to let her and Marcus's actions deliver consequences to the one thing she and her family cherished most, their flawless reputation. First, I needed to understand my targets, not just Chloe, but Marcus and, crucially, his wife. I spent an hour scouring Marcus's social media. His profile was public, a shrine to his vanity. He was married, and he flaunted it. His wife, Vanessa, appeared in countless photos. She was a fitness competitor with a fierce gaze and a body like it was sculpted from stone. Her own public profile revealed more. She co-owned the gym, her bio proclaiming, "President of Marcus's fan club. Don't mess with me." Her posts were packed with captions about loyalty, couple goals, and veiled threats to any woman eyeing her husband. She was, as Chloe once called her, an obsessive nutcase. Perfect. I set up an anonymous Instagram account, blank photo, generic name. Then I planned my first move. I couldn't just send Vanessa the screenshots. That was too blunt. She might dismiss them as fake or a rival's trick. No, I had to draw her in, make her demand the evidence. I sent her a single message. "I hate to trouble you, but you deserve to know what your husband does with his clients." I waited. Within 5 minutes, she replied. Vanessa, who is this? What are you talking about? Me. I'm a gym member. I've seen and heard things. He's not faithful to your marriage. Vanessa. Name names, or I'm blocking you. Me. Chloe Thompson. He calls her his darling. He's planning to meet her on her honeymoon. The typing dots appeared and vanished repeatedly. She was intrigued. Vanessa, you're lying. Show proof. I sent one carefully chosen screenshot, the one where Chloe suggested Marcus join her on the honeymoon. It was incriminating but vague enough to be deniable alone. Vanessa, this is nothing. Girls talk nonsense. Is it nonsense when he says he can't stop thinking about her in a black dress? When he calls her fiancé the big guy boring her? I twisted the context, implying Marcus was the engaged one mocking his own fiancé, to make it personal for Vanessa. Vanessa, what are you talking about? Show me. I sent the next screenshot, the black dress comment, the big guy jab. The trap was set. Vanessa, he said that about me? Me. I don't know who he meant. I just know he said it to Chloe. There's more. Weeks of it. Vanessa, send it all. Now. I sent the entire thread, a damning chronicle of their emotional affair, with my own commentary to fan the flames. Me. She lives with her fiancé, the big guy. She's Pastor Thompson's daughter from the community church. Such hypocrisy. They laugh at him behind his back. She uses his money to pay for sessions with your husband. I feel bad for her fiancé, and for you. You both deserve better. The scene, notification appeared with each message. I'd handed an explosive woman a warhead of information, aimed at the Thompson family's precious reputation. Vanessa's final reply came an hour later, no longer questioning, but resolute. Vanessa. Thank you. I know where she lives. I blocked and deleted the account. My direct role was done. Now I waited for the fallout. Update 2: the showdown was set for Sunday afternoon. I knew this because the Thompsons hosted a weekly post-church luncheon, a community staple attended by their most loyal and prominent church friends. It was the ideal stage for the chaos I'd orchestrated. I spent Sunday morning in tense anticipation, jogging, cleaning the house, anything to keep my mind off the imminent explosion. Chloe had been at her parents' since our fight, sending half-hearted apology texts I ignored. She still thought I was just an insecure fiancé who'd get over it. At 1:30 p.m., my phone buzzed with a text from an unfamiliar number, Chloe's cousin, a sweet girl who'd always been kind to me. Cousin. OMG, you won't believe what's happening at my aunt's house. It's wild, I called her. The background was pandemonium, screaming, a woman's furious voice, and something crashing. What's happening? I asked. Some crazy lady showed up, the cousin whispered, panicked. She's yelling about Chloe and a guy named Marcus. She's reading their texts out loud on the front lawn. Your name came up as the wedding's groom, and she's shouting it to everyone. Reverend Thompson's trying to calm her, but she's not listening. She just threw a rock through their window. My plan had exceeded my wildest expectations. Vanessa wasn't just confronting them. She was staging a public spectacle. I drove to their neighborhood, parking a block away with a clear view of the drama. Neighbors were already outside, some filming on their phones. Vanessa was a whirlwind, standing on the Thompsons' pristine lawn, her eyes wild, clutching printed screenshots like a war flag. "This is your pastor's daughter," she bellowed. "Your perfect role model, a homewrecker and a liar. She's trying to steal my husband, planning a honeymoon with him while engaged to another man." Reverend Thompson, pale and sweating, tried to reason with her. "Ma'am, please, let's talk privately. You're causing a scene." "I want a scene," Vanessa roared. "I want everyone to know what kind of family you are, holy on Sunday, but raising a snake." Chloe was nowhere in sight, likely cowering inside as her world collapsed. The police arrived minutes later, calming Vanessa and eventually escorting her away, but not before she delivered a 45-minute tirade of curses, accusations, and the raw truth of her husband's and my fiancé's betrayal. I watched the police car leave. The neighbors dispersed, murmuring. The Thompson house, with its shattered window and ruined reputation, stood quiet. The battle was over. The consequences were just beginning. Final update: 4 months have passed since the public spectacle. The fallout has been a steady, devastating unraveling of Chloe's privileged life. The first casualty was her family's reputation. Videos of Vanessa's outburst, recorded by neighbors, spread across local social media within hours. The tale of Reverend Thompson's deceitful daughter became the church community's biggest scandal. The next Sunday, his sermon drew a sparse crowd. The week after, the church elders asked him to step away. He hasn't returned to the pulpit. The shame overwhelmed her parents, who turned their fury on Chloe. Her cousin, my reluctant informant, said the week after the incident was hell for Chloe. Her father, who'd never raised his voice to her, said she destroyed their family. Her mother, whose identity was her church status, couldn't even look at her. They gave her a week to find a new place to live, cutting her off entirely. They were ashamed and wanted her gone until she could act like a proper Christian woman. For the first time, Chloe was alone, with no job, no savings, and no practical skills. Her bridesmaids, her so-called friends, dodged her calls. No one wanted to be tied to the scandal or risk Vanessa, now in a messy, public divorce from Marcus, showing up at their door. Chloe was out of options and money. Her cousin said she'd been living in her car, showering at a gym, surviving on cheap food. Then, last night, it came to a head. At 10 p.m., my doorbell rang. My security camera showed Chloe, gaunt, exhausted, a shadow of herself. I opened the door. She stood silent for a moment, broken. "Mark," she whispered, voice trembling. Can I come in?" "No," I said. She broke into desperate tears. "Please," she begged. "I have nowhere to go. My parents disowned me. My friends won't talk to me. I have no money. I'll do anything. Get a job, pay you back. I just need a place to stay." I looked at the woman who dismissed my pain with an eye roll, called me petty and crazy for uncovering her betrayal. "That sounds tough, Chloe," I said, my voice flat, echoing her cold words from months ago. "But you're an adult. You need to figure it out." Her face fell as she recognized her own dismissive tone turned against her. "Ask your parents," I said, my voice firm. "Or Marcus, or the friends who thought your games were so amusing. But don't bring your mess to my doorstep. It's not my burden." I shut the door on her tears, leaving her in the ruins of the life she'd so recklessly torched. My revenge was never about pettiness. It was about justice. I'd simply observed and delivered the final verdict.